Yo, what is up, T-Bag? It's your man T-Bag69 here. We're here with a new video. We're going to be ranking some of the NBA players that are in this list below. We got some players like LeBron. We got some players that aren't like LeBron, that are the best player in the NBA. I've been seeing people do lists on Twitter, all your ESPN sources like FS1. Those NBA players, NFL players, so I thought, why not join in on what people are doing since we don't have any sports and rank some of these NBA players for you. Let me know what you guys think I messed up, or let me know if I did good. How would you rank them? Put it in the descriptions. Let me know. Send your comments. See how I did. Let's start off. Let's get into it. First off, Trae Young, Atlanta Hawks. So we have best, star, all-star, underrated, below average, trash. Trae Young. Trae Young, he's not underrated. He's really rated good. I'll put Trae Young on the All-Star level. I think Trae Young is really good. I mean, he's still got a lot to prove. He's youngish. He's 20, whatever he is. He's young as shit. Got a lot to prove. Still balling out there. Trae Young, All-Star level, third tier. Third out of six, right? Yeah, it's the middle. Yeah. Next up, Celtic guard, my boy, Kemba Walker. I don't think he's a star. I think he's all-star. I think he's better than Trae Young. But he's not that next star level yet. You know what I'm saying? Next up, Brooklyn, Kevin Garnett. I said Kevin Garnett. You know what I mean? Kevin Durant, the snake, the burner account guy. When he's fully healthy, which he didn't get to play this year, so I'm going to base it on what he was doing last year. Based on last year, Kevin Durant is definitely one of the top 5-7 players in the NBA. Kevin Durant's a beast. 7 foot, dribbles like a point guard, shoots like a guard, gets to the ring. He can do whatever he wants, really. pretty unguardable. Next up, Chicago Bulls, Zach LaVine. He's really underrated in my books. I think Zach LaVine is a future all-star in this league. I think he's really good. And, I mean, he doesn't really get that many looks because he's in Chicago, and Chicago is pretty trash right now. He's still young. He can jump through the roof. It's proven. But, yeah, Zach LaVine, underrated. 4th tier. Next up, the Latvian unicorn, Kristaps Porzingis. When he was in New York, I would have had him all-star level. And I don't think he's underrated. I think people know he's good. He had a couple injuries, and I'm going to put him right underneath that all-star category. He's not underrated, but he's not all-star, and he's not below average. He's good, obviously. I'm going to slot him right there in the middle, underrated. Next up, Jamal Murray of the Denver Nuggets. Where did I put him at? He's not an all-star. Man, Jamal Murray's underrated. I think he's a good player. No, I don't like that. Jamal Murray, underrated for sure. Next up, Klay Thompson. Once again, like Durant, he didn't play this year, so I'm going to have to base it on last year. And he's not one of the best 5 or 6 players, but Klay Thompson is a star in this league. Dude's an absolute beast. Easy one for me. He's not best. He's not one of the top 5. Maybe he's not even top 10, but he's definitely that next tier down on the player list. Next up, Brody, Russell Westbrook. I'm gonna say the same thing. I don't think he's one of the top 10 players in the league. Really good. Whatever, that's fine. He's gonna go right there with Klay in the star level to 2nd tier. Because he's better than the all-star level, but he's not as good as the best. He's right there in the middle. It's a good place for him. Next up, Kawhi. Mr. Fun Guy here. This is a real easy one. You know, he's going right up to the top. He's arguably the 2nd best player in the NBA, in my opinion. Right behind probably Daniel Tice. No, I'm just kidding. But definitely one of the best players in the NBA. Top 3 at least. Like that. You ain't putting him anywhere else but top 3. You're lying to yourself. Next up, Kyle Lowry, Toronto Raptors. He's not underrated because he's good, but I can't put him at the All-Star level because I don't think he's as good as Kemba or Trae Young. But I don't think he's underrated, but I'm going to slot him here in the underrated category with players like Murray, Levine, Porzingis. I think that's where he fits in. Next up, my boy Jay Beasley, baby, Jaylen Brown, Boston Celtics. You guys are gonna make me feel biased where I'm placing him, but he's underrated. He's underrated, but I'll put him there. I wanted to put him at All-Star, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to be biased. I mean, he's better than Jamal, Lowry, and Levine. Maybe I'll move him to the All-Star. We're going to finish the list. We're going to come back to that based on who else I put in the All-Star, because I think Jaylen Brown could be in that list for sure. Next up, Ja Morant. He's young, but he's balling, dude. Ja Morant, All-Star. He's better than all them players for sure. Definitely. Ja Morant, third tier down. I like Ja Morant. I don't know. Zion's been balling. I think Ja Morant should win Rookie of the Year, not Zion, just because he played longer, has more of a sample size than you from Zion. I mean, Zion's balling. Zion's a beast. Next up, Miami Heat, Jimmy Butler. Easy one for me. Big fan of this guy, especially since he left Philadelphia. I don't got to root against him. But, so it's pretty easy right there in the star category. He's better than All-Star. Not one of the top 5 or whatever best players, but yeah. Next up, Bam Adebayo. I'm going to put him, he's going to be first in the below average category. He's a good player, but I don't think he's on like Kristaps, Brown, Lowry, Murray. I don't think he's on that level yet. I'm not saying he can't be, but we'll see. Next up, Paul George. Another pretty easy one. He's up here, star level. Once again, he's not the best, but he's better than. He's that second tier down player. Not playoff P, but regular P, definitely. Next up, Luka. He's doing it for the white boys out here. Ballin', Luka. Definitely right there in the star category. I didn't mean to put him there in front of PG. Don't really matter, but I want to do something real quick for the boys, for the Celtic boys. But Luka, absolutely balling. Not doing what I thought he was going to be. I thought he was going to be another European boss type player, but he's a beast. Him and Jason Tatum taking over the league when LeBron retires. Mark my word. Him and Jason Tatum be battling for the MVPs every year. Next up, the Greek Freak, or as I call him, Steroid Freak, because he's a juice head turkey. You know it, I know it. But, come on, go. What the heck are you doing here? Alright, there we go. Obviously, one of the top players in the NBA. Pretty simple. Hate to do it, because I don't like the guy. But, to be honest, definitely one of the top 10 players in the NBA. He's up in the best category. Next up, Karl-Anthony Towns, the big softy, the big soft cat, but talented. So, Cat's going to go in the All-Star mix. First big in the All-Star. I like Cat, but he's not Clay, Butler, Luka, or PG level, in my opinion. He could be in the star category if he wasn't such a soft kitty cat, but right there in the All-Star category. Next up, the Beard, James Harden. Easy one, in my opinion. Probably the best offensive threat in the NBA. James Harden, that step back, as we call it, to travel. But definitely one of the top 7 players in the NBA, probably. James Harden, easily tier 1 player. Next up, another tier 1 player. Best point guard in the NBA. Best point guard in the NBA. Steph Curry. Any shot he takes, you're expecting it to go in. It don't matter. Steph Curry's an absolute beast. Monster. Steph Curry, baby. Next up, Ben Simmons, the guy who can't shoot. He's not star level. He's not with Luka, Paul, Butler, Clay, Westbrook, he's third tier down. I know my brother is going to rip me for that. Oh, Ben Simmons, best point guard in the NBA. No, he's not. Get out of here with that. He's all-star level. Don't at me, bro. he's just not as good as like Luka, PG, Butler, Clay. Third tier down. Ben Simmons is a third tier player. Next up, Brandon Ingram, underrated. 100%. Dude is balling this year. I used to cook on him because he was a Laker, and I'm not a Laker guy. But yeah, he's an underrated player. He can score. He's lengthy. Next up, Zion Williamson. I can't go back on my word and put him at star if I think I think Zion's gonna have a better career than Ja, but I don't think as of right now they're much better. I'm going to put Zion at the All-Star level, that third tier down. Because I don't think I can put him above Ja. You know what I mean? If I was just saying Ja should win Rookie of the Year, I got Zion, third tier down player. Who's next? Oh, I couldn't even see that. It was tiny. Nikola Jokic. That's an easy one. Nikola Jokic is a stud in this league. Oh, no, it's not what I wanted. Come on, they are. Look, Jokic don't even want to be a star in this league. Another player doing it for the white boys, Nikola Jokic, star in this league. Top 15, top 20 player. Yeah, I don't know how he sees the court right. He's a baller. Next up, CP3. Legacy-wise, I'd put CP3 up in star, but he's getting up there in age. Man, can I put him with Zion and all them? Yeah, I think so. Chris Paul, I'll put you in that third tier All-Star level. Next up, Joel Embiid, Philadelphia Sixer. Hate doing this, but the dude's an absolute monster when he's not playing soft, standing up the 3-point line. This guy needs to get in the paint. Get in the paint, big boy. Get in there. Dude's a beast. Star level. He's not top 10. He's probably top 10, but he's not top 5, 6, 7 player in the NBA. Right there, star category. Next up, Melo. But in the picture, he ain't wearing a hoodie. If he was wearing a hoodie, he's up in the best. But he's not what he is anymore. I'm going to put Hoodie Melo below average. I'm a fan of Melo, but I'm taking any of those guys and underrated over. I'm taking Melo. 100%. So I got to put him below average. And he's really below average anymore. He's the same player. Next up, Dame Dollar. My favorite non-Celtic player in the league. Easily. And the dude spits bars. You ever hear some of his tunes? Pretty good. Look him up. Dame Lillard. Or Dame Dollar. Yeah, it's Dame Dollar. Whatever. But if you can shorten type in Dame Lillard, it'll pop up. Dame Lillard. He's a star in the NBA. It's Dame time, baby. But he didn't come up with that. You know who really came up with that? Isaiah Thomas, MVP year, Boston Celtics. Isaiah Thomas should have won that award. Next up, Kyrie, arguably the best point guard in the NBA, second best point guard. But because of what he did to Boston, you're going to the star category. You traitor. Oh, I promise I'll sign here for 4 more years. Get out of here. We don't want you. We got Kemba, baby. Doing better without you. Next up, Pascal Siakam, Spicy P. I'll throw Spicy P on the All-Star level. I think that's where he belongs. He's third tier. Yeah, definitely. Next one, I don't even got to say nothing. LeBron James, trash. Just joking. LeBron, alright, slot you right up. Maybe you don't want to be. There you go. Slot LeBron, number 1. Best player in the NBA. Hate him, but respect game. Gotta do it. Not the GOAT. Jordan's the GOAT. Don't get me wrong. But LeBron, best player in the NBA, actively, easily. Next up, the scumbag who started the coronavirus. And before that, Rudy Gobert, you're trash, bud. You're a trash can. Get down there. Bradley Beal. Where do I want to put Bradley Beal? He's underrated. I mean, he's not going in the underrated category, but he's underrated because he's in Washington and they suck. I'm gonna put Bill up in All-Star level. That's an easy one. Oh, right here. Jason Tatum, future best player in the NBA, young king. No, where are you going? You're going right there. The young king, Jason Tatum. He's right there. He's gonna crack it. I know he's gonna be in that best category. 2 years tops, he'll be up there. Dude's a beast. Oh, offensively, he's a masterpiece. And his defense, you probably guys might not watch the Celtics a lot. Defense improving drastically. He's a beast. Jason Tatum, Taco J, Adam on Snapchat, Jason Tatum. That's my guy. Favorite player in the NBA, easily. I'm not being biased. You know it. Shut up. We out of here. Peace.